with it. You know? Oh, here we go.
Yeah. Let's do it. Let's just get it.
Everybody, we are back. It is Taped on Live's favorite podcast, favorite channel, favorite everything. You already know what to do. Hit the subscribe button. Oh, there we go. Subscribe. Hit the like button if you like it. Hit the dislike button if you don't like it. Leave a comment if you like it. Leave a comment if you don't like it. Also, follow us on Twitter at @TheMarkJohnNFL for me, at BD Williams 18 for BD, at MHolder95 for Matt, and then, of course, PandaSubs.com, Panda Supplements. Go get those discount code. We got plenty of time to work out now, guys. Tons of time. Don't have to worry about anything. Draft season's a little bit away, but we were already there. So, you got plenty of time to work out. Hit that gym. You know what I'm saying? Maybe find you a draft podcast to listen to while you're in the gym. Get you some protein. Subs.com. Discount code TDL. So, guys, the Raiders lost to Jeff Saturday. And, terrible. Don't hire this coach. Oh, yeah, don't hire this coach. Look at them. Right back in it. The Titans lost. The Titans win today? I don't know. I think they won. Who cares?
Well, it's very interesting. It's very interesting because we watched 2 weeks of Sam Ehlinger, right?
Mm-hmm.
And who apparently this owner was demanding that Sam Ehlinger play, and now when they switch it back to Matt Ryan, they win. So I don't know, like they definitely pulled pulled a fast one on the Raiders. Brand new offensive coordinator, a quarterback that they didn't prepare for, a coordinator that they have no preparation for. I definitely don't want to give Patrick Graham any excuses because it's not like this is like one bad game. Like he's had bad games all year. So like coaching staff definitely doesn't get any excuses, but it was like a tough draw. It was like a perfect storm of like weird things to prepare for the defense. Mm-hmm. That being said, like they've been bad all year. So
there's also a guy who didn't know he was calling plays until Tuesday. So
yeah,
and had never done it before.
I mean, right?
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, yeah, but
that's pretty embarrassing if you're Patrick Graham to get out schemed by.
It was funny though because I hit up BD. I was like, "Man, this guy's 30. I'm not kind of worried." What if I thought he was 30?
He's a young guy. He's a young guy.
Young guy. He just couldn't wait. All these old guys call these stupid plays they're calling. He just couldn't wait.
I mean, he kept on running the same thing over and over again. That like RPO glance from the inside slot. And the first one, it was like money, and then Amik Robertson punched it out, right? But then they went to the other side, ran it. It was a successful play, and then they kept on doing it. So even they had one. It was like a similar kind of concept, and Amik Robertson got beat inside on it. But number one, Paris Campbell, he dropped it, and that should have been a third down conversion, but they ended up punting. So I mean, like that was open all game, and they ran it on both sides. You would think that they would adjust, or they would like, oh, I'm seeing the same kind of thing again here. Let me like inside leverage, take it away. So like respond to it. But I don't know what's up with these guys.
And that was the last touchdown too. Is the slant, like they got it at the same time, because I remember they missed it and then hit it on target and went 35 yards south.
Right.
Yeah, and I'm saying when you're talking about Amik Robertson has outside leverage on that play. So like, I mean, come on, dude. Like, what are we doing here? I don't know.
Maybe it's the rat defender who needs to be like in that lane. Something needs to happen. The defense needs to at some point like catch on. I don't know. Like they're just going through like the motions a little bit. If maybe that's what it is, or if they haven't attained the acumen to like think beyond. Like what the play call is and like anticipate what the offense might be trying to do, but there's none of that happening, certainly. But I guess to what you're saying, Matt, this guy didn't even know he was calling the plays until Tuesday, right? How many times this year is it? It's at least 3, maybe 4 times where Patrick Graham's defense has given up a score with less than a minute left in the second quarter, going into halftime, right before half. Like it keeps on happening. right? So at some point, like it's getting to the point where like you can't be the worst defense in the NFL. Like I don't care if talent is a problem. If talent's the problem, you can be like slightly below average and maybe we'll give you like a pass or something like that. You can't be the worst. You can't be the worst defense in the NFL. And that's what the Raiders look like right now. So I would be leaning towards Patrick Graham, being on the hot seat at the very least. If not, Josh McDaniels, let's go all the way up.
If I'm Mark Davis, I'm calling Josh McDaniels in my office after this game and be like, this guy just gave up a 39-yard run to a 37-year-old quarterback. If he's not fired on Monday, I have serious questions about what I'm doing with you.
Yeah.
Like, at this point, it sucks because I love Patrick Graham. I love the hire when they had him, but like at this point, like I feel like every single week we're sitting here saying they don't make adjustments. They don't figure out how to put their personnel in the right position. Like you said, the same play hit them over and over and over again. And it's the same story every single week. They give up points right before the half and coming out of the third quarter too. I think they probably have a record on that too. I feel like they did that too. Did they not with the Colts? I don't remember off the top of my head, but those have been like the momentum changing plays. McDaniels fired tonight by Davis. Marcelo Reese. I mean,
yeah, we gotta do that. Look, I made a
though.
joke. I made a joke on Twitter like this, but now I'm dead serious. Like we just saw what Jeff Saturday was able to accomplish. Come on now.
I mean, Jeff Saturday actually was smart. It was like, you know what? I don't care what you say, Jim. I'm playing Matt Ryan. So
yeah, Jeff Saturday's like, I'm going for W's over here.
So we're gonna play Matt Ryan. I don't know what you're talking about, Sam. That was cool. We're gonna play Matt Ryan, and that's what happened. And Matt Ryan.
And I wonder too, like, because I don't think they ever announced that like during the week. I think they just had that game time. I wonder if he was like, yeah, we're just gonna keep this a secret.
They didn't announce it. They did not.
You know that was decided as soon as he walked in that room. You know that was decided as soon as he walked in there. He's like, "Sorry, Sam."
But to keep it from Jim Irsay all week, that's like that's your biggest that's your biggest issue right there. But
I don't know.
But hey, here's the good news: Panthers won on Thursday. Raiders lost. Number 2 pick right now.
Number 2
pick.
Options are anywhere they want to go.
Anywhere, right? I mean,
hold on. Offense. We bashed the defense. Defense got slandered, but offense is not off the hook here. We can't move on to the draft before we get to offense. I mean, we got to get on the offense here a little bit. Okay, I mean, it's a juvenile offense. Like I was texting Marcus, like we got like misdirection, playing naked waggles and sprint outs. Like this is a high school offense. Are you kidding me? What's like we can't push the ball downfield at all. We have no concepts to get the ball, like nothing. Really, like I just don't understand how this offense, like it's just like pulling teeth when they're down 10-0 and they're at midfield and they're going for it on 4th and 1 at midfield. Like this is what you guys have been reduced to on offense. Like what is the deal with these guys? It's like pulling teeth.
Yeah, I mean, really, a lot of it. I mean, this game, and there's a lot of drops. I mean, there's drops from the beginning. There's a drop on the first drive. There's a drop on the second drive. There's a drop on the gateway to touchdown. We wouldn't even be talking about this. Foster Road just catch the damn football. I mean, there's just drops everywhere. Also, I mean, I could show you guys my charting. I mean, I really haven't started posting it, but I need to start because I literally put the same play over and over and over again a lot. I mean, they run a lot of dagger. Third down, we're probably doing dagger, just like you saw Devontae Adams. He's on the dig on third down. And it's like you're doing like a 16-yard dig. You have a bad offensive line. So if Derek Carr doesn't make a play and roll up and throw it, then, yeah, it's not going to make a play at all. So, I mean, he doesn't really design this offense around what's on his team, let me say. I feel like they're like a short passing offense. We always talk about for years, right? But we haven't seen any short passing. It's like they came out in this game, like we talked about doing the running back stuff and throwing the running backs. They came out this game and didn't do that. And then when they started throwing the running backs, they scored like 3 touchdowns in a row. It was just like, I don't know what they're doing. So, I mean, it's everywhere, pressure, missed throws, everything is just ugly, but Devontae Adams, he got his 130 and his touchdown. So.
What was up with that? Matt. Sorry, go ahead if you have anything to add here.
I was just gonna say another coordinator that doesn't seem to want to adjust. Like seems to be a running theme.
Yeah, and they can't run the ball, and they keep like at the end of the game, like you can't run? He's averaging like 3 yards per carry. Like, why are you still trying to run? Like, I don't, what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what the hell these guys are trying to do.
Yeah, that was like one of my biggest fear with like Jacobs is like at some point like he was doing so much on his own. At some point that's going to slow down. And I mean, hate to bring it up again. Alex Barr is not quite sure what he's doing out there. But
well, I mean, he's going up against DeForest Buckner. I mean,
when he goes up against
Grover Stewart.
Grover Stewart, yeah, they both ate his lunch. But
yeah, man, like.
Well, we knew that was going to happen.
Yeah.
And it's just like I don't know what the direction of this team is. Like they got so many holes. Like where do they fix it? You know what I mean? So like we sit at number 2. Like it's like is it quarterback? Is it like wide receiver? Devontae Adams is old. Like do you go offensive line or do you go defensive end? Do you go defensive tackle? Like there's so many options you can go because there's so many damn holes. So it's like it's just I don't know. It's just I'm just looking at this future. Like that's what more I'm worried about. I'm looking at what's past here, right? And like they're 2-7. A lot of this season is like Derek Carr hasn't been doing his fourth quarter comebacks. Like you saw Fox Monroe drop the ball. Like, you know what I'm saying? A lot of that is the reason why they're losing a little bit too. But it's just, I don't see what the future is, man. I'm like, that's what I'm worried about. But
yeah.
You guys tell me.
I mean, honestly, like if it wasn't for the offseason that they just had, I feel like we'd probably be talking about them just blowing it up.
Yeah.
And restart the rebuild. You know what I mean? Like, I think the problem is they just went so far all in. It's like, what do? Do you cut your losses and really start it over and take advantage of how many draft picks you already have that's coming up? Or do you try
It's just Devontae. It's just Devontae Adams.
Chandler too.
I mean, I'm sure that there's a creative way to after this, he's getting no sacks. He's going to restructure. Yeah,
I don't know how much flexibility they have. They already built in like a bunch of void years in his contract, but yeah, they'll have to figure out something.
They're gonna have to restructure Chandler Jones. It makes no sense. Pay for that. He has no sacks. So, and then, but the question really is like they brought Devontae to be with Derek Carr. You don't waste Devontae Adams with a rookie. It doesn't matter how good the rookie is. Yeah, you want to get the rookie weapons, but like Devontae Adams with a rookie, it's like, I don't know. You don't throw the keys to a Ferrari to a rookie quarterback, right? So it seems like almost like that. Correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe you might have a different opinion on that, Marcus. But like drafting, say the Raiders do end up being a top 5, a top 5 pick, getting a quarterback, meaning a rookie quarterback, moving on from Carr. Is Devontae Adams going to be on the same page with that guy? Like all the nuance. How long is it going to take a rookie? Like we're seeing Derek Carr having a hard time getting it right now. How long is it going to take a rookie to figure all that stuff out?
I mean, it would take a rookie a while, unless it was like Bryce Young. I mean, probably the only guy that I would think that would be plug and play, but who knows where he would go. But it's more with me if like with Carr and Adams. I mean, they're like I said, they're still being productive. I mean, people like don't want to say that, but there's still production with those two. I mean, he had like 130 and a touchdown.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, last week he had 146 and a touchdown, 10 catches. I mean, still a lot of production between those two, right? It's still there. So I mean, when you get rid of Carr, like, what does Adams want to do? Is he going to stay? Is he going to leave too? So I mean, that's where like the whole rebuilding thing. If you want to go that way, like I mean, that puts Adams in a bind. What does Adams decide to do at that point? I mean, because he's a very outspoken guy. He's basically not going to want to stay here if he feels like they're not going to win. So, I mean, that was half the reason why he came here. I mean, this team just made the playoffs. There was supposed to be a vibe of winning going forward. So it just becomes it becomes a different dynamic with him. Like, because I know a lot of that is, you just replace Carr and then you play with Adams, but Adams and Carr are still connected. I mean, they still got to, they still work together on stuff, and they're still getting a lot of production out of those two. So, not as much as Carr, but like out of Adams. But, I don't know how that's going to work. it's gonna be interesting to see how that does.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I was talking about too. Is like that's the other route you can go with it. Like you can keep the guys like those two, and then I guess try and trim some of the fat. Maybe if it does mean walking away from Chandler Jones's contract and eating some money, like paving way for somebody else. Like you can figure it out. Probably going to do something with Darren Waller too, and take your 10 picks to build around the rest of them. That's kind of what I was getting at those two. Is like,
yeah,
if they don't bring in Devontae like they did this offseason, like with the connection to Carr, like you would probably consider blowing it all up. But
yeah,
if they didn't do that, they would have 0 wins.
Yeah,
this would be they would 0-17 this year if they didn't do that. Are you kidding me?
And you know, like the whole front office, they could be like, well, Waller, because I heard it today, Waller, Renfro, and Carr and Adams have only played 9% of the snaps together. The offensive line is really bad. You know, they could. There's a lot of things that are built in.
Oh, the excuses that are built in.
Built
yeah.
in them. They are, and you know.
But that's like self-inflicted. That's self-inflicted.
Hell
right?
Yeah, it is. And it pisses me off because I'm watching James Daniel. He's playing for the Steelers. The Steelers aren't doing anything. He's just balling over there, playing guard for like $5 million, just balling. And you know how cheap would he would have been on this team, right? And they could have built this offensive line because it's so important. It's like if you go watch that next gen stats thing with Devontae Adams touchdown, how long that play develops, and Alex Barr gets beat immediately, right? Like you have to have a quarterback that's going to be sit back there, no matter who's in this offense. You could, if Josh McDaniel stays and they move on, you got to have a quarterback that could sit back there and make these long developing reads that they want to play. You know, Tom Brady's not here to say, you know, Josh McDaniels, I don't like that. I'm throwing it to these running backs. So, you know, until Derek Carr gets to that point, which I think he's kind of is as we go along. But I don't know, man. It's going to be tough. Because I'm saying they got to build this offensive line first. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Was that a weird call, 4th and 6, to just chuck it up in the end zone at the end?
I see. That's what I'm saying. That was a check. I mean, that was they checked that. I mean, that was Adams with the one-on-one with Stephon Gilmore with press coverage, and you call a fade. That's what that was. I'm sure as hell. There's probably somebody wide open on the backside or something.
Yeah, I mean, Devontae's probably like, "Are you kidding me? Like, I got one-on-one. You had to throw it, right?" But it's Stephon Gilmore, so
see, but that's my thing. Like, if you're Josh McDaniels and you trade for him, like, don't you know that he's that type of guy? Like, you know he's that type of guy when he comes in here. You know he's going to demand the football. So you should design an offense where he doesn't, you know, he's not talking about if you know calling.
But
you
I
out.
mean, but then in that moment, then it needs. In that moment, then it needs to be Carr saying, "No, I'm not going to do that on 4th and 6." Yeah. Like 1st and 10, great.
Yeah.
Even like 3rd and 6, like we're going for it, right? 3rd and 6, great. 4th and 6, like we got to just get 6 so we can live and do something else. We got 30 seconds, 20 seconds, or whatever it is.
See, that's the thing, man. Like, you know, that is the right thing, but I always try to put myself in the quarterback's perspective when I'm breaking out a quarterback. It's like, man, I got Devontae Adams one-on-one. You know what I mean? Like it's just because he's there. You know, just if it was. Like,
but that's Stephon Gilmore though. It's Stephon Gilmore. It's not a scrub. It's not a random guy.
Jerry Rice is Deion Sanders. Like, what are you gonna? You see it, and he's pressed up, and there's nobody over top.
4th and 6, like no, like just scramble for 6. Like
I gotta say,
I'll go after him on 1st down.
I gotta say, I see what you're saying, Marcus. Like. Especially like with Devontae being like, yeah, I should be getting the ball. Like if I'm not getting, what do you say? Something like if I'm only getting the ball when I'm single cover, then I'm only going to get it like 3 times all year or whatever, or 4 times all year. But at the same time, like Derek Carr, you kind of got to have the ball a little bit on 4th and 6. Like if it was 3rd and 6, like and you take that shot, you get another chance. Like whatever, it is what it is. But yeah, I feel like at Derek Carr, you got to have the balls to stand up to your friend and be like, we got to make sure we get this 1st down. Like I can't just throw up a prayer and hope you win against another guy that's just as good. It's also a former All-Pro. You know what I mean? That is a 50-50 ball against a guy like that. I know Devontae, it's normally like 70-20, 75-25 or whatever, but against a guy like that, it comes back to 50-50.
How many fades like that have they connected on? Like, what's the percentage? It has to be like extremely low. It's probably their worst play.
Yeah. They haven't really.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
it's tough, but it's tough because then he doesn't throw it to him, and he's on Dan Orlovsky's video. That's the thing, you know what I mean? Like,
nah. Come on.
But that's the thing. Like, it's just too much noise. It's nobody's drowning stuff out. It's just stupid.
That was almost like a let's just get out of here throw.
Yeah, you're mad because you went to somebody else and they dropped it. That's what that was.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, I mean, 100%. They win the last game if you just you have a 3-by-1. There's two corners over there. You got Moreau, you got Hollins, you got Renfro, and you try to throw a fade to Adams.
Right. How many times are they going to lose like that just to prove a point?
It's just stupid. So I agree, but then I watched AT O'Sullivan break it down. It's like you always got to see Adams. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. It's stupid. I don't know. It's that's the dynamic. You have the dominant receivers. He's 1-on-1. You have to throw him the ball. You know what I mean? It's dumb. I don't know. It's like just give me
last week against that corner. I understand.
Yeah.
Against that corner last week, I understand. In theory, sure. This week, that was a very strange call. That was to me like we are resigned to losing this game, or let's just see if this works, or let's just get out of here. So, that was a weak way to end it. In my opinion.
Yeah, because I was saying they did the same exact thing last week, man. I mean, on the 3rd and 2. If he just throws the ball to Renfro, it's first down, and you're still moving. But he wants to throw a fade to Devontae Adams, and you threw a touchdown on it earlier. It might work again, but no, your offensive line's not that good, and you got a guy in your face.
That's a perfect opportunity. Here. That's a perfect opportunity for him to be like, okay, Matt Ryan wants to go for 39. Watch me go for a dagger here. All right, here 30. 4th and 6, and just run for a touchdown. Derek Carr, like do some superhero stuff, right? He should have tried something. I don't know. Like he's just gonna throw a prayer up on 4th and 6. That's a strange one.
Matt Ryan goes for 39. One. Derek Carr, watch me run for 7 and slide.
Yeah. Or he'll run for 4 and slide. That'll be it. All right. Are we gonna talk about draft, or we're gonna get out of here, guys?
I don't know. I don't know what to do with the draft, man. At this point, we'll see. There's still so many games left for this team. This team is obviously in serious trouble. I don't know what they're going to do.
I don't think you win. Is someone going to get fired then? I'll ask that. Is someone going to get fired? At least Graham.
Like right now, or at the end
today? Yeah, like when, like
today
in the coming hours. No,
I don't think so. I think it'll be the same thing. That's the annoying thing about this staff. It's the same thing every week. Like the way the team is headed. We've had tough games. Ball hasn't bounced our way yet. We just got to figure out how to finish. That's what it's going to be, and nothing's going to happen. If they fire somebody, I think it'll be at the end of the year. Like I think, like if they keep going at this rate at the end of the year, like someone has to get fired. But I don't think anything happens on Monday.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what this team's gonna do, man. If they fire, I'm saying, are McDaniels and Ziegler a group? Do they fire both of them? Like, do they start all over like that?
That's like the thing I don't know. Like that doesn't make sense. Like, 'cause if you look at it, Ziegler's had like a couple good bring-ins in the draft this year. Like, do you want to get rid of him too? But are they a package deal? Is he gonna stick up for his boy? Like, that's basically gotten him every job he's had.
Yeah, is he gonna hire another Patriots guy? Like, what is he gonna do? Like, who's he gonna hire? Yeah, no more. I'm saying no more Patriots guys. Unless he's hiring Bill Belichick. I don't want any more Patriots guys. They obviously,
No, Ziegler's got to go too. That's a package deal. Get them both out of there. Sorry. Like, this is like they're joined at the hip. Like, one is like indistinguishable from the other when they came in almost, right?
Yeah.
And they're lockstep, So it doesn't even so that guy that you are lockstep with, that's not even working. Like, imagine just making him try with someone else that he doesn't even know.
See, that's the problem. Because I don't think. The draft picks. If Dylan Parham played right guard, I think he'd be fine. But he's playing left guard. I don't know how he played today, so I'm not gonna try to get on him that much. But I didn't hear his name or him give it that much pressure. So I still think he's a decent draft pick. I think Zamir White is. Hey, it's not working with him. I think.
What's up with that? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Neil Farrell and Matthew Button didn't play today. But Neil Farrell played pretty well last game. You can tell me if I'm wrong, BD, on that one.
Solid, yeah, solid.
Yeah, you saw it last game, and then Matthew Butler. It is what it is. And you can say what you want about there, Mumford, and we haven't even seen Britton Brown. So I don't think for drafting in the third round, it's not that bad. So I don't know. I kind of want to see what he does in the first and the second, in my opinion.
But the rest of it is the roster construction, like you're saying, the free agents, being able to bring those guys in, like being a GM, like great, he's a great scout, great. But are you being able to like work the phones and like convince free agents to come over here? That's what a great GM does. It's not just having a great draft, because like that happens, like it happens and it doesn't happen. It happens, it doesn't happen. It's a crapshoot for even the best of them. All right, like being able to get free agents, that's what a great GM does.
Yeah, because I feel like they tried to do an offensive line experiment. We talked about it. I thought they were going to be aggressive in the offensive line last year in free agency. Unless you're going to keep the same 5 guys together, that was the plan. But they decided to, I don't know, I don't know what they just. Obviously, it's been a disaster with the offensive line. So they had no plan there, right? Really, and that was kind of how the season has been constructed. Because if the offensive line was just, I would say, average, I think this team would be a lot better, because they'd probably be able to run the ball just a little bit better. They'd probably be able to just get a few more passes off, right? But they decided that they wanted to roll the dice, and it was ugly, and now they got to rebuild that too, man. You have to rebuild that first, though, right? Like it has to be like agency has to be about that, right?
I don't know. It could be that they really wanted these free agents and they just didn't land them. It could be that they just missed out on all these free agents. Who knows?
I'm just saying,
they didn't address it.
It's like, man, like we don't have an offensive line right now, though. So it's like you have to start there, right? So it's like, and do you put a lot of money into that? They don't have a lot of money to put into these things. Like they have to. I don't know. That's what I'm like. I'm trying to figure out what do they do going forward. And my mind, I don't know. Maybe Matt, you have more vision of the draft and like what this team needs, but it's just so. I don't know.
Well, the problem is there's not a top offensive tackle, which at this rate, like again, they're going to be like they seem destined to pick in the top 5. There's not a top 5 tackle, so I don't know if that's the route. And they could end up getting a decent one in the second round and back and with one of those top picks. But maybe they'll look at the D line, maybe look at Jalen Carter, Will Anderson if not going to go quarterback.
Yeah,
because that needs help too. You guys can tell me outside of Hobbs, Crosby, Sin they'll probably bring back.
Yeah.
Everybody on the defense is responsible. Like
linebackers.
Yeah, they need defensive linemen, linebackers, and DBs on defense.
And some guards, some tackles. Maybe another wide receiver. I don't know, man.
They need a lot. They need a lot of help. There's definitely a talent discrepancy on defense for sure. But then there's also like a clear lack of understanding of finer details as on top of that. So it's just a perfect storm of being trash on defense.
Yeah. Oh yeah, this team is just booty. That's kind of what I realized when I was watching this game. I'm like, this team is just bad. Just go into the game thinking they're bad. Don't think, oh, this is the Colts coming in. We got a bad coach. Oh, they're going to win this game. That's what I was thinking all week. And I saw that all week on Twitter. People just assuming they're going to win. I'm like, this team is bad, guys. Come on. We got to realize this team is not good at all. And we should be expecting to lose at this point. So Vegas needs to start doing it too. Because I don't know. Hopefully Vegas is not picking them to beat the Broncos next week. They need to stop with that too. Vegas needs to start. Yeah.
There must be some point shaving going on.
Something.
It's not working out for them if they are. Vegas, I guess. Yeah, maybe.
I don't know.
Maybe Derek Carr got in with a bookie somehow. I don't know.
Someone. I don't know.
Josh, I don't know. Owe somebody some money. Patrick Graham.
Right.
We find out he has a big gambling problem.
That's a possibility now at this point. And everything should be investigated. Certainly, Congress should step in.
This is bad, bro. It's just crazy, like how bad this is right now. Like, and then now they're in a spot. Like, what do you do? Like, do you just you say you can't like you fire everybody? You like just because you have to get rid of like everybody to make room for. It's just I don't know, man. This is bad. They just try to do this again next year. Like, let's do it again.
Sorry, I was distracted. I didn't hear what you said, Marcus. Is Derek Carr really crying in the press conference?
Is he? Oh,
that's what someone. That's one of the comments BD pulled up.
Oh God.
Allegedly. I'm sure he's emotional about it, as he should be. This is an embarrassing loss. I feel strongly that someone should be fired. Like you can't go up against a guy who just got elevated from high school to coach to be the yes man of the Colts. Like, let's be honest. He got elevated to be the yes man for Jim Irsay, like a Jason Garrett type for the Jones family over there in Dallas, and they got beat by that. So someone has to get fired. Like this, even if it's like not his fault, like someone just needs to get fired. So like people are on their toes a little bit more. And they're not so comfortable, right? Right?
Yeah. It's just bad, man. It's just as I said, it's just so bad.
To what you're saying, BD, like if you're Mark Davis, you gotta like send a message like this is not okay. Like whatever, because whatever's been happening before clearly is not working.
Yeah, man, they got to do something. But that's what I'm saying. Like you got to blow everything up, man. Woo. I mean, hey, they went for it, right? Hey, they went for it. It's over. Blow it up. Let's go.
Blow it up for sure.
It's over. Blow it up. We went for it. Bam. Didn't work. Sign Hunter Renfro, Darren Waller, boo.
I would have a lot of respect for Mark Davis if he fired McDaniels and he said, "Hey, I thought we were headed in the right direction with this. It was a mistake. Cut my losses. Clearly does not have command or have the ability to generate buy-in in a locker room. Sans Bill Belichick. So move on
and hire a new coach, Mark. I mean, Mark keeps hiring these damn retreads. We're in retread city. Like Dennis Allen must have just scared the hell out of him or something. Because man, like go get like Mike
look
Kafka.
At Dennis Allen now. I mean,
Mike Kafka, yeah. Look at Dennis Allen. At this point, it's Las Vegas. Go get Lincoln Riley or something. At this point, man, you want to put some people in the seats. Go get Lincoln Riley. You at least score some points or something. Get the, you know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Don't say it because he'll get Lane Kiffin. Right? Don't say it.
I like that. Don't say Raiders fans will hate that. I would.
What do you think, Matt? Lane Kiffin, Raiders head coach next
I'm
year.
all about Lane Kiffin. I love me some Lane Kiffin.
I love Lane. His press conference is great. I love it.
Yeah. But Lane in Vegas would be awesome. But so here's the thing, though.
Yeah.
I mean, we kind of said the same thing about Gruden like a few years ago, like at least like 2 years in, where it's like, holy shit, like this doesn't look like it's going where it needs to be. And we know Mark Davis held on to him, part of it was the contract. So what do you think the odds are that he does fire him? Maybe not even tomorrow, but at the end of the year. Like, do you think he's capable of firing him and making him a one and done?
See, Gruden's a little different for me because Gruden, he was talking all this, all this crap before he got the training camp, and then he got the training camp. He's like, man, we suck, and he was going to trade Khalil back. He said, I'm going to get rid of everybody, and I'm going to rebuild. And that's different than what Josh McDaniels did. They came in thinking they're going to just win, right? And they're just going to coach up the offensive line, and they're going to be cheap. They came in thinking they're going to be cheap, and you can't be cheap trying to win in the NFL, especially with like the offensive line and stuff like that. And it bit them in the ass. I mean, that's basically what happened. I mean, you can't be cheap with the offensive line. You can't be cheap with defensive tackles. You just want to bring in Bilal Nichols and like, hey, we'll just do something. We got Chandler Jones. Like, no, man, it doesn't work like that. So,
Yeah.
No. Man. I'm glad I couldn't find a hotel, man, this week. I was supposed to go after the game. I'm glad. Woo.
That'd have been miserable.
That was just, you never to believe in a higher power, guys. There you go. And somebody's like, you can't go. Don't go to this game, Marcus.
I was gonna say, I thought you were planning on going.
I was, man, but like I just had a hotel issue, but like it was whew. If I had to watch that person, oh man.
Yeah, I feel it.
Whew. Anyways, we got anything else to say? I'm starting my draft. I did some draft work this weekend. I've been starting. I'm getting ready, guys. I'm starting early. I didn't think I'd be starting this early, but I'm getting my draft work. I'm probably start some draft content this week. You know what I'm saying? I watched some Tennessee offense, so I really like the right tackle. I actually like Hernan Hooker too a little bit, but I like the right tackle too. So,
all right.
Yeah. But anyways,
I'm definitely gonna get into draft after this.
I know, man.
I hate getting into the draft during the NFL season. That's like demoralizing.
Welcome aboard, fellas.
All right, man. Well, a lot of Jalen Carter and Will Anderson, right? I gotta watch those guys. At least this year, this is the last time I say. At least this year, we get to watch some top tier guys. The draft.
It seems like there are a lot of like blue chippers. Am I wrong?
Yeah, I mean, last year was a struggle. You know what I'm saying? So, let's be positive.
This year's class is definitely better.
Yeah, we're gonna get some.
It's better, right?
We get to focus on top tier guys. Like, it's gonna be a lot of great content. No blocking, no tight end. No
there will be great content this offseason for sure.
No blocking.
Raiders have like 10 draft picks. Yeah, we got the content for you guys.
We got you guys. Get out here. Any last word?
That's it.
We're good. All right, guys. Hit the subscribe button. Like I said, subscribe. We have a lot of great content. Of course, me and Matt, we're going to Senior Bowl. I'll probably go to the Combine again. I'll do all that stuff. We're going to be out there. So check us out. We have a lot of great draft content as the season goes forward. Of course, we're going to have to cover this team. We're going to have to. We're going to have the reviews and previews and stuff like that, of course. We'll do it. But, we'll get ready for the draft and stay with us, guys. Have a good one. Peace.
All right. See ya.